Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing well. It's been an eventful few weeks at our house as we've been working and getting adjusted to doing schoolwork at home and working from home. And I hope all of you are adjusting and your families are adjusting well. But some of the things that we've been doing that we've been able to enjoy are digging out in our woods behind our house. We have a nice big hillside that my husband's been wanting to dig trails on. And so here's a picture of my son and my husband riding the trails. And I'll have to include a video sometime so you can see my son actually ride a little jump on those dirt hills. Today you're going to learn how to classify quadrilaterals. How can I sort and classify them? And so basically we're going to go back to what is a quadrilateral to start. And a quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides and 4 angles. That's all you need. Okay? And we can name the quadrilateral by its vertices and its angles. Quadrilateral ABCD is possible to describe this figure because you go from A to B and then to C and then to D. But you could not name it AC BD because that's not the order of going around the outside edges to create that quadrilateral, okay? So we are going to assume that in these images that the ones that look like they're parallel, and if you look at your sides to say which sides are parallel here, opposite sides, right, on this parallelogram are parallel, I can see the rhombus parallel this way, right? Parallel sides this way. So pretty much you have a lot of parallel sides here, don't you? The only one that has one pair of parallel sides is the trapezoids. And it's really quite a special figure because technically then all of these are trapezoids, aren't they? So a parallelogram is a trapezoid, a rhombus is, a rectangle, and a square is because they all have at least one pair of parallel sides. Parallelograms, in order to be a parallelogram, all you have to know is the opposite sides are parallel. So all you have to do is just spy and say, are the sides that are opposite of one another parallel? They are. So if I ask you then, is a rhombus, rectangle, and square parallelograms as well? Absolutely, they are. Because you just have to have 2 pairs of parallel sides and the pairs have to have equal lengths. So a pair would be here, equal lengths, another pair. That's my second pair, equal length. First pair, equal length, second pair, equal length. First pair, equal length, second pair, equal length. Also, just so you know, and it tells you this here, the tick marks on the line segments show that they have the same length. So the ones with the matching number of tick lines will be the same length, okay? One hash mark here or one tick mark here, those ones match up so they have the same length. Okay, so we know what a trapezoid and a parallelogram are. Now let's figure out what a rhombus is. A rhombus is a parallelogram, but as you can see here, because these are exactly the same, right? The only difference is that all 4 sides have to be the same length to be a rhombus, okay? And that takes me to the next question. The other figure here that has all 4 sides that are the same length is a square. Is a square also a rhombus? Well, do you have 2 pairs of parallel sides? And are all 4 sides equal length? Yep, they are. So a square could also be classified as a rhombus. Next, a rectangle. What makes a rectangle a rectangle? Well, you have 2 pairs of parallel sides, which is what you have for a parallelogram, rhombus, and rectangle, and a square. But the side, you just have to have 2 pairs that have equal length. So the opposite sides. So this pair and this pair over here are the same length, right? So they have 1 pair of equal length. And then we have the top and bottom, which is another pair that are equal length. And on top of that, you have to have your 4 right angles. And we can see that in a rectangle. So let me ask you this question. Is a square a rectangle? Well, I believe it is because a square has 2 pairs of parallel sides. The tops and the bottom is parallel. The left and the right is parallel. Then you have 2 pairs of sides that are equal length too. So you have the top and the bottom are equal length, and the left and the right-hand side are equal length, and of course 4 right angles. In order to be a square, you have to have all of your sides are equal length, you have to have parallel sides, and you have to have 4 right angles. So let's go ahead and start doing our first activity. I'm going to pause it and then just have you check with the key. You're going to use the color guide over here and color red any figure that has exactly 4 right angles, blue exactly 2 right angles, and orange exactly 1 right angle. Does your work match mine? I think that was a pretty easy one, right? Just counting up your right angles. Now if we look down here, the question was, can a quadrilateral have exactly 3 right angles? Well, let's go ahead and draw one, right? To answer that question, I always have to do the work. So there's 1 right angle, say. Here's my 2nd right angle. If I make a 3rd right angle, that would just create these 2 line segments meeting up to create the 4th right angle. So the answer would be no. Because if you have 3 right angles, that creates a polygon that has the 4th right angle. Let's go ahead and take a look at writing the names of these quadrilaterals in the Venn diagram. We only see, I think, 2 that have no parallel sides, right? And so let me go ahead and see if you can identify those. The opposite sides, if you continued the lines for each of those line segments that are opposite of one each other, you're going to have intersecting lines, aren't you? They would eventually intersect. Okay, so we could place these 2 over here for no parallel sides. Now you're asked to find at least one pair of parallel sides. Well, I see that all of these have at least 1 pair, right? All the ones that are left, those are the pairs of parallel sides. I could say that's 1 pair, and this is 1 pair of parallel sides. Now, the only thing is that we have a little overlap over here, and the overlap is for any that have at least 1 pair of parallel sides and 2 pairs of parallel sides. Some of them, like FGEH and ABCD, are going to fall exactly where I'm pointing to right here. Those go right down here in that middle section because they have 2 pairs of parallel sides and at least 1 pair of parallel sides. And then quadrilaterals that we would typically call trapezoids, right? They only have 1 pair of parallel sides. So this one comes down here, JKLM, JKLM, TUV, TUVW. So we're allowed to call it in that order, okay? All right, so now I want you to go ahead and try A, B, and C underneath. I'm going to ask you to pause the video and then go ahead and hit play and see if you classified these correctly. For A, you should classify this figure as a quadrilateral because it is 4 sides. Another reason is because it has at least 1 pair of parallel sides, which makes it also a trapezoid. And then because the opposite sides are parallel, you could also call it a parallelogram. So it can be classified 3 ways. For B, you see a 4-sided figure, which is called a quadrilateral, and it has that 1 pair, at least 1 pair of parallel sides, which makes it a trapezoid. And then for C, you have a 4-sided figure where all side lengths are the same. So I think 4-sided figure, quadrilateral. All side lengths are the same with right angles, and all sides having the same length and right angles and parallel, right? 2 pairs of parallel sides would make it a square. To have opposite sides that are parallel, 2 pairs of parallel sides, parallelogram. Rhombus, all sides have to be the same length. It also has to have 2 pairs of parallel sides, which it does. And then to be a trapezoid, it has that 1 pair, that required 1 pair of, at least 1 pair of parallel sides. And then lastly, we would also call the square rectangle, because to be a rectangle, you have to have 2 pairs of parallel sides. 1 pair would be the top and bottom, the other pair would be left and right, 2 pairs of sides with equal length. And so you do have these pairs where the opposite sides are equal length. And then lastly, you have 4 right angles. So go ahead now and you're going to turn to the next page in your book and complete it and check with the answer key. And when you're done, you can upload your work into Schoology from either taking a photograph out of your book or Notability. Putting it in Notability first and then sharing it's probably a good idea. Okay? All right, well, I'll see how you do on the activity as well on Study Island and then provide you some feedback in the next video. Have a great day.